But we begin with a major announcement by the federal government, a roadmap for rapidly evolving technology that's been finally unveiled after months of delay. Prime Minister Mark Carney released Canada's new national AI strategy. He says it will create thousands of AI-related jobs while protecting Canadians.
Our strategy has three guiding principles. The first is trust. We will protect your data, your privacy, and your children. Second, opportunity. We will empower Canadian workers, Canadian businesses, Canadian students with the tools to expand their knowledge, their expertise, and their futures. And finally, sovereignty. We will reinforce Canadian sovereignty so Canadians can make their own choices on how AI is built, governed, and used.
Canada is about to unlock a huge new future with artificial intelligence, and the change could be bigger than most people expect. A bold new plan aims to help more businesses use AI, create exciting opportunities, and strengthen the country's economy. If it works, Canada could become one of the world's top AI success stories. Prime Minister Mark Carney stood in Toronto and launched the most comprehensive national artificial intelligence strategy in Canadian history. The document is called AI for All. It covers 5 years, targets $200 billion in additional economic growth, projects the creation of 250,000 new AI-related jobs, and commits to raising Canada's AI adoption rate from just over 12% today to 60% by 2034. That last number, 12%, is the one that frames the entire announcement. Canada has world-class AI talent, one of the fastest-growing digital sectors in the G7 and 3 established national AI institutes. It is also among the slowest countries in the developed world to adopt AI at scale. The strategy is the federal government's response to that specific gap. The global context that makes the timing urgent is documented in the strategy's own opening. The global AI market is projected to reach US $4.8 trillion by 2033, Canada's current trajectory. 12% adoption in a market heading toward US $4.8 trillion describes a country that built the foundation and is watching others construct the building. The gap between Canada's talent base and Canada's deployment rate is what the AI for All strategy is designed to close, and the 5-year window it operates within is the government's assessment of how long Canada has before the structural competitive disadvantages of slow adoption become irreversible. The strategy's architecture rests on 3 pillars: building trust, creating opportunity, and reinforcing Canadian AI sovereignty. Each pillar carries specific, documented commitments that go beyond framework language into operational programs with defined targets. The sovereignty dimension is the one that carries the most geopolitical weight, and it produced the most specific infrastructure commitment in the entire announcement. Canada will build a world-leading public AI supercomputer. The announcement does not specify the exact capital cost of this facility, but it commits the federal government to investing in sovereign computer and cloud infrastructure, with a focus on high-performance computing, the categories of infrastructure that AI model training and inference at scale require. The facility will be aligned with Canada's clean energy expansion, its environmental standards, and tangible benefits for local communities. The specific location has not been announced. The supercomputer commitment directly addresses the most acute vulnerability the strategy identifies. Canadian researchers, businesses, and public institutions increasingly rely on computer infrastructure controlled by foreign technology companies to run their AI workloads. Canadian data processed on foreign infrastructure is Canadian data that Canada does not fully control. To institutionalize the sovereignty posture beyond a single supercomputer, Canada launched the Sovereign Technology Alliance, a new international framework designed to attract foreign investment, showcase Canadian AI talent in global markets, and open new markets for Canadian AI companies through partnerships with trusted allied nations. The alliance builds on 12 international AI agreements Canada has already signed since March 2025, spanning Australia, the European Union, Finland, Germany, India, Norway, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Spain, Sweden, the United Arab Emirates, and the United Kingdom. That list covers 5 continents, the full range of G7 partners, and several of the Gulf states that are investing most aggressively in AI infrastructure globally. The network of existing agreements gives the Sovereign Technology Alliance an operational foundation that most comparable national AI strategies lack at announcement. Canada currently has 3 national AI institutes: the Vector Institute in Toronto, the Mila Quebec Artificial Intelligence Institute in Montreal, and the Alberta Machine Intelligence Institute in Edmonton. All 3 are internationally recognized research institutions. The Vector Institute, and Mila in particular, have produced researchers, published papers, and trained talent that has been recruited globally, including in large numbers by American technology companies. The AI for All strategy addresses that talent flow through 2 mechanisms: expanded investment in the Canadian Institute for Advanced Research AI Chairs program, which creates senior research positions at Canadian institutions designed to retain internationally competitive researchers, and accelerated entry pathways for highly skilled international AI workers through the Global Talent Stream, designed to attract talent to Canada that might otherwise default to American destinations. The Economic Opportunity Pillar produces the numbers most directly relevant to Canada's current economic situation. 90,000 AI-related jobs and work placement opportunities for young Canadians will be created through the strategies programs. A national AI literacy initiative will reach 1 million entry-level post-secondary students and train more than 3,000 educators with AI learning kits. Every post-secondary student across arts, commerce, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and medicine will receive access to trusted AI agents. These are not aspirational statements. They are defined program commitments with specific targets against which the 5-year strategy will be measured. The Health Mission is the flagship application program and the most immediate demonstration of what AI adoption at scale produces. The first AI missions program launches with a health focus, accelerating the adoption of AI in diagnostics, patient care, and system efficiency. Emergency room wait times, diagnostic accuracy, administrative burden on clinical staff, and the processing of medical imaging are all documented areas where AI deployment at scale produces measurable improvements in patient outcomes and system efficiency. Canada spends approximately 12% of GDP on healthcare. Improving the productivity and accuracy of that expenditure through AI deployment is one of the highest value applications of the technology available to any government. AI is here, Carney stated at the launch. The question is whether it will improve the lives of all Canadians or benefit only a few. AI can shorten our emergency room wait times and make a small business more competitive if it is governed by Canadian values, with a clear goal of improving the lives of all Canadians. The small and medium-sized business component addresses the adoption gap most directly. Canada's 12% AI adoption rate is concentrated in large technology companies and major research institutions. The overwhelming majority of Canadian businesses, which are small and medium-sized by definition, have not integrated AI tools into their operations at any meaningful scale. The AI for All strategy commits to helping SMEs adopt AI across priority sectors, including health, energy, transportation, agriculture, manufacturing, robotics, and government services. The trust framework that accompanies the infrastructure and economic investments is built around 2 legislative pillars. The Protecting Victims Act, introduced in December 2025, proposes to prohibit the distribution of non-consensual sexual deepfakes, increase penalties for distribution of intimate images without consent, and prohibit threats to distribute such images.